Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Game Terrain. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What is a Let's Build video? What's it all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern on the sprue, whether it be the numbers are different on the sprue to the instructions, I'll give you guys a heads up. You'll get a visual aid as well because I'll be showing you the piece that you know what it should be. If there's any areas of concern, as in the bits are small and flimsy and you don't want to be careful taking them off, like chains for example, or like these little yokes, then again I'll give you a heads up and let you know. If you can't find the pieces, because sometimes they're right in front of us and we can't see them, I suffer from that as well. Again, this is a visual aid to help you. If you suffer with dyslexia or just struggle with instructions in general, it's a visual aid. If you're interested in models for an army that you have or that you want to start collecting but not sure how difficult they are, again, this is a visual aid to help you guys out. So for all my regulars here, guys, I feel love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so from the thumbnail, you would have seen I'm building a Venom today, Drukhari Venom. Now, straight off the bat, this kit, this sprue is from the Piety and Pain box, which is an old box that came out when the Drukhari and the sisters were launched. I think it could have been 8th edition, 9th edition, I think it could have been. But anyway, so if this sprue here in front of me is different in the box of the Venom, so if you bought a box of a Venom box and the sprue is slightly different or things are numbered differently, I do apologise, but this is the way the sprue comes. Now I'd imagine in the box this would be 2 sprues, not just one big sprue. But I'll show you what the parts are, so you'll know what it is, even if it is numbered differently. You know, hopefully, I'll still tell you numbers anyway, but hopefully the numbers on this sprue and on these instructions are the same in the actual Venom box, because that's great. If not, then it's just a visual, you know, you look for the visual part that I'm showing you. So before we get cracking on with it, tools needed as always. Mold line scraper. Now you can use a hobby knife or some sort of chisel blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just be careful because it's sharp. Let everyone in the house know you're using a sharp tool so nobody scares you by accident. Make sure little hands don't get near you, or if you have cats, make sure they're not going to jump up on the table whilst you're trying to cut stuff and clean stuff. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. Now I have sanding sponge. This is an old piece, I'm going to grab a new piece in a minute. There's basically sandpaper with sponge in the middle. Okay, so this can fold. You can get sanding sponge or sanding block. The block is a lot thicker and it won't be as flexible, but these are perfect for a few things. One, if you're done the model and you go, oh look, I've missed a bit there or I've missed a bit there, this is perfect to coming over and just cleaning afterwards. But in particular on this kit, now I'm presuming these go onto it. I'm presuming they could be optional, I don't know, but these are perfect for this because it's just so weak and flimsy. Clip it down as much as you can with the clippers and then you just give a gentle sand with this. Even the likes of that is perfect for. Now this is a plastic kit, so I do have plastic glue. I do have super glue at hand just in case, but usually I don't need super glue. Only very few rare instances I need super glue for plastic models. So for everyone that's new, what we do now is we have a look at the sprue and see what we can ascertain what's what. Because like I said, there could be a lot of extras on here that when you first look at the sprue you go, holy smokes, what the hell is it, you know, and that puts you off. But if we look at them, you know, okay, they're probably extras. That eliminates that from, you know, what you're going to be doing. So that's the top of the Venom. I can see that's the underneath of the Venom. There's a cockpit. There's a flooring, for, presume that's for the back where the guys stand on. There's some spears. I don't know if they're going to be trophy racks or if they are, but there's a nice little flag down here as well. These look like the sides of the Venom. They've got various body parts, legs, you know, bodies. There was a heap of heads that I saw as well. Where are we? Here they are. Again, from what I can see, there's only 2 guys that stand on this Venom, and there's a guy that goes inside. But I'm not going to bother with the guy inside because there's a clear piece of plastic that goes over there, and like when I did the night spinner, I just glued it straight in, because when I spray it black, I'm going to leave that because I would presume that it's like a encased heads up, so inside there's a whole screen around them and they can see everything that's going on the outside. Anyway, there's some daggers, some blades and stuff. We have shrunken cannons, or shrunken, are they shrunken, just twin link shrunkens, and a shrunken, as a blaster or a cannon, so I don't know what that is, but that's there. Could be a dark lance for all I know. Well, that could be a dark lance. I don't know. There's a few weapon options there. I'll find them out when I get to them. Yeah, so I'm going to finish getting set up, and I'm going to come back to you then for the first pieces. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take this sprue into half, because that's probably how it's going to come in the box. Okay, so we're going to have this piece here is when I call it the top of the Venom, which has got all the body parts on and everything else, which is pretty straightforward. And then this piece is the underneath. So the underneath part, that's if I say to you we're taking it off the underneath sprue, then you know it's off of this sprue. Okay. Right, so the first piece we actually need is the cockpit. So I'm going to snip it, clean it, and then I'll show you the next piece. Right, so the next piece we need, I'm not putting the guide together, so that's all I need for that part. But if you're putting the guide together, you would need arms 10 and 11. And of course the body's going to be in the other sprue, isn't it? Yeah. And you would need body number 12 and 13. I'll find them. Of course I can't see them, so am I looking? Of course I am. Yes. Body number 12 and 13. So those arms, no, those arms. Yeah, those arms, those bodies, and the head, which is 34 by the looks of it. There's a fully encased head. There's no features on it at all. He's going to be inside the thing with the helmet on. That's if you're putting the guide together. And literally in here there is a little bit for the body to sit into, and then the arms sit onto the side of the body, and I think he has number 9, which is this piece here that goes in between where the arms are going to go. Okay, that goes in the top, the front there. Okay, to give him his little control. But you know, to me, there's too much messing around. If I did him and built the model, I'd have to paint the whole thing, then come with the clear canopy bit to go over the top of the afterwards, which I don't like doing that. I said, to me, they're inside. It's all the outside. If you look at the outside, it's all black, but inside he probably has a whole screen around him showing him everything that's around going on, heads-up display with the vehicle and what's wrong with it and everything else. So the next piece that we need is number 5 and number 6. So I'm going to show you how to do this one, and then the next one is number 4 and number 7. They'll be exactly the same as this one. Okay, so I'm going to snip off, clean them down, and show you how they go together. And so it's very straightforward. Let me drop in the piece. This bit just slots in there. Okay, which gives you your thruster. Yeah, that is the right way. Gives you your thruster and gives you look really cool. So I'm going to glue it into place. Now I'm going to put this one on this side. This is 5 and 6, and then 4 and 7 I'm going to put on this side because they go specifically on the chassis. Right, so now we need the bottom chassis, which is this piece. I'm going to snip it, clean it, so it goes on. Right, so it's very straightforward. You see that little funny outside of the cockpit. You see it's the same shape in there. That just slots in there. Now these funny things, they have that funny shape there. See the funny shape there? It just slots on there. One goes one side, one goes the other. That's why I told you to put them different sides. So I'm going to glue these two last bits in and then come back for the next piece. Now, so the next piece we need is on the top of the sprue with the top on it. We need the top. So I'm going to snip that off, sort it out, and I'll show you how it goes on. Now, this is very straightforward. So the best way to do it is turn upside down, line it up there. Now these little engine bits, see the other side, they slot over the top there. Okay. So I can get a better angle. So there's a little bit here. They literally just slot on there. Okay. And obviously the canopy then comes through. So that's very, very nice. I'm going to glue that together and go back to the next piece. Right, so the next piece we need is back on the bottom section, really number 14, which is up in this corner here. It's next to this piece. Okay, so we need this piece. I'm going to snip it clean and show you how it goes on. Right, so this piece is very straightforward. There's a little pin at the bottom here, and there's a hole just there with some glue in it already. That just slides into there. Not sure, is it meant to be against? Looks like it's meant to be against the piece. So I'm going to fiddle with it and push it up against it. It's meant to be up against there like that, but it's meant to be in the hole. So I'm going to sort that out and then come back to you for the next piece. The next piece we need is number 3, which is this piece here. So I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so this piece you really have to clean. There were a few, it's difficult to get off the sprue, but there was a few little nipple parts that of sprue on there that I needed to clean down. But plastic glue, any bits that are just not perfect to plastic glue, like I think there's a little piece at the back here that's not perfect, but plastic glue will get rid of that. Basically, there's a little lip there. This just slides in like so. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place and come back for the next piece. Right, so the next piece is the canopy. Now I'm going to go with the fully encased one, because when I spray it down I can just leave it black then, and just as I said earlier. But this is, if you build the rider, you can put this one here, so it gives you the rider to paint as well, the pilot. But I'll just show you how this goes on, because it's very, very straightforward. A little clean down, it just slots into there. Okay, I do have a little nipple bit at the back that's stopping me from putting it properly, but it goes in there like that. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place and then I'll come back to you for the next piece. Right, so that's all nice. Now we have an option. We're on the underside now, there's a bit of mounted weapon in there. We have a choice, either 21 and 22, which looks like twin linked shrunken cannons, or it could be something else, I don't know. I'm not too familiar with the Drukhari army. Or we've got this big, nice big weapon here. I don't know, is that a dark lance or is that a splinter cannon or something, I don't know, but I'm going to go with the one big cannon. So we need number 23, number 24. And this is very straightforward. So number 23, I've put some glue on it already. You can see there's a little bit that just slots over there like that. And then we've got this mad little shape. Now you can see the top of that is a rectangle. You see the rectangle hole there? That's for the flying stand to go into, but that's the rectangle hole. So that just glues straight into there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that into place and then we'll come back for the next pieces. Right, so the next piece is, there's two different options here. So you've got the chains with the little hooks coming off, okay, and they go in that little hole in the middle there, yeah. Obviously they do it so the chains look like they're coming away. There's that option. But then on the other sprue, you got these 3 spikes. I'm going to go with the 3 spikes. So number 25. Where does number 25 go? Oh, number 25. Okay, I see it now. It goes in there. Yeah, so I'm going to glue that on now, first of all. Then number 27 and 26 are the other 2 options. And they go into the little gap there. There's another one there. They go with the blades facing up forward. So I'm going to snip those off, clean those down and glue those into place. Right, so the next pieces are really, really interesting. You've got a choice between these 2 pieces. This is on the sprue with the gun on it. I can't remember if that was the top or the bottom now. I think it was the bottom piece. The flag's on the same one anyway. But these 2 pieces, okay, or these 2 pieces. Now I'll show you exactly where they go. They go on here. So where there's 2 little bits, 2 little holes, there's 2 the other side. Just being careful because the spikes are still drying. Now with these, let's see it. If you're going to have these ones, they're the bits that slot into those 2 holes. This is like a trophy rack. Okay, see the skulls all hanging off of it, which is absolutely beautiful. Especially if you're going to do it like the Viper, a dark colour, you can then have the bright Screaming Skull, Shanty Bone, white scars on the bones there to really pick them out. Or you can go with these pieces. Again, they're the same. Let me knocking everything over. They have the same connection. You see the little squares at the bottom there. So it's only one way they can go. It's not, it's not difficult. But again, these are nice because again, if you do it dark, you can paint these gold and have them really just pop off the model. I'm going to go with these 2 because I like these, and I think these 2 are going to be a bit more. I think these will be for the next one maybe. What should I go with? I don't know. Actually, hold on. No, screw it. I'm going to go with these ones. I'm going to snip and clean them, and I'll show you how to. Well, I don't need to show you how to go on. They're very, very simple. So they go into the little grooves there. I'm going to glue them on. Now, I'm not going to lie now. This is the bit I'm not looking forward to, which is the 2 Drukhari that go on top. You can see I've put some paint pots there to prop it up, and because underneath is still drying, and I want this to dry properly before I glue guys on. One thing I'm going to say at this point, I won't glue the flying stand onto it when it's done, because then that would involve me putting masking tape on to to spray it and everything else. So I will spray one side of it, and then when that's done, I'll flip it over and spray the other side. I'm sure I've got some empty paint pots around somewhere, so I can do the same sort of setup here. So I can just spray one side, flip it, spray the other side. So I'll let it dry first. Okay, but the body, first of all, this is on the other sprue with the, I think it was the big piece that was here. Anyway, it's got all the lances on it and everything else. It's the one without the flags. So first one we need is number 49 and number 50. And then clip them, clean them. I'll show you how one goes together, because then the other one's exactly the same. Right, this is actually very, very simple. So the front body has a little shoulder bit coming off. The back of the body has the same thing. So that just lines up perfectly. It's very fiddly. Like so. It gives us our initial body. There is a little join line along the shoulder bit there. I'll take care of that afterwards. And the next pieces we need for this model is 42 and 43. So 42 and 43, we're just taking these 2. So it's these 2 legs that we need. I was looking at this, had the legs go onto the body and trying to figure it out, then I looked at the instructions and realised, no, you did it wrong. The 2 legs go together first. So there's a little funny shape hole there, and there's a funny little shaped pin at the bottom here, that just slots in there like so. If I can get it in properly. There we go. And that gives you your legs together. With a little hole at the top for the body to slot into. So we glue those together, then glue the body into the top, and then we move on to the next piece. Right, one thing to say, you'd be forgiven if you don't put these little Drukhari warriors together to put on there. If you just built the Viper as it is, you know, that's fine, because they are very fiddly. And I think any more of these in future that I get, I won't put the guys on. I'll just build the jetpack itself. Now, next piece is needed. Number 44, chain. Number 45, 46, or 47. Okay, and they're going to go on this side of the model. Now, there's one little problem with this. The instructions are telling me that this one is number 45, but on the sprue it's saying 44. It's saying to me that this blade here is number 44, but it's in fact, decides to focus in, number 46. But I'm going to go with the blade anyway, because it's very simple, very easy. I'm going to glue the arm on, and then that's, I'm out for the heads for this one. Right, the head for this one is number 59, 60, 61, or 62. Now these heads go on either this woman or the other model for the other side. It doesn't matter which one it goes on, okay? Which head they use. I think they're actually all female. Yeah, they're all female, which is nice. I'm going to do a female because the chest part has female attributes. So I'm going to snip a head off, clean it down. I'm not going to glue it on just yet because this young lady is still drying, but the head goes in the top there. Okay, so I'm going to clip it off, clean it down, leave it with her, because this part of the model is something where you need to glue and wait. Now I've put all those bits together. Unfortunately, they've held, but I don't want to be trying to mess around and glue her to the jetpack itself, and she doesn't want to take and start falling apart on me. So, anyway, go on with the head. Right, on to the next scale now. So we need 57 and 58 body parts. It's the same as, goes together the same way as that one. So the spike lines up the spike. So I'm going to clean them down and glue them together, and then come back and show you where the legs are. Right, so now it's legs number 52 and 56. We just took the body parts from here, so it's very straightforward. They go together the same way, I'd imagine. Yep, they go together the same way. They have a weird little hole, and the other side has a weird little pin. So they go together first. Right, and this second lady can be armed with 53, 54, or 55. I'm going to go with 53, and it goes on this side of her because his other arm will be holding on to the jetpack itself. Jetpack, Viper, sorry. Venom even. Right, so I've got to leave these two to dry first before I start trying to mess around with them. But there's that one and a head. There's that one and a head, because there's still another arm to go on for them to hold on to the Venom. But there's actually a third lady I didn't even realise. So I'm going to put her together first now, so she's dry and ready to be added on. We need number 39 and 38, which is these two legs. Now again, there's a funny little pin and a funny little hole. They just slot together as normal, so I'm going to glue them together. Right, so the next piece we need is body 40 and 41. We just took the legs from there, so that's how very straightforward and simple it is. Again, these two bodies go together exactly the same as the other two did. Right, for our arms, we need number 37, which is this one here. But these arms are actually fantastic, because it looks like it just slots straight on. So I'm going to snip those down, clean those down, put her body on. I'm going to leave it to one side with the body for a minute. Then it's any one of the two heads that are left. I'm going to leave that with her ready, and I'll show you how to put the gun together. Right, so the next two pieces are on the other sprue, same sprue as these pieces. And they're just literally just down here. Number 16 and number 15. Now, these two little funny things on the end, you need those because there's two little holes there on the side of the gun that they connect into, but it's telling me not to glue that in. So I'm going to snip them, clean them, and leave them to one side here because I'm going to err on the side of caution and wait for this to dry, glue-wise. Now, time's escaping me again, so I could probably finish this today. Probably maybe a bit of stress trying to hold things into the glue sets, but especially with the bodies. But then I won't edit the video until tomorrow anyway, so I might as well just let that dry, come over here first thing, and then finish this off, and then edit the video and upload the video tomorrow. So I'm going to clip these off, clean them down, and leave them next to this lady. And then after that, it's just a few bits to put them onto the vehicle itself, and then a few other little pieces. Right, so the next piece we need, now I'm going to start putting people on the Venom itself, is number 48. Yeah, number 48, which is this one here. This is back on the sprue with where all the body parts were, and where these parts, I can't remember now, but this is where the weapon arms and the heads and all that stuff is. But number 48 is there, and that goes on for this side. I'm going to snip this off, clean this down. I don't need to show you how it goes on the girl because it goes in that arm there, okay? But I will glue it in, and then I'll glue her onto the Venom. Right, so I've glued the arm on. I've given it a few moments to set, and then when it started to set, I then just manoeuvred it a little bit, try a dry fit. So she does go on. But where the glue's still able to move, I can still reposition the arm if I need to. I glued the head on just now as well, so I have to be careful here. Right, let's put some glue on the feet, some glue in the hand, and let's go for this. How's this meant to go? Is it meant to be? No. Damn it. Because on the instructions it's given me for the other side pieces. This is going to be a one to fiddle around with, I think. So basically, she's supposed to go on, and the hand's supposed to hold the railing. Unless she goes on like that. No. Anyway, I'm going to fiddle around with it for a bit, and then come back to you and show you what I've done. Right, so I did have to manoeuvre around a little bit. So the back foot is stuck there, the front foot is stuck up here. I had to manoeuvre the hand just to hold onto the back of the trophy rack wing there, which may not be the right way of putting it on there, but the instructions actually show me, where are we, with the other option of the side pieces. Okay, so it's a little bit tricky. It's the first time building something like this, but it's actually quite straightforward. The connection she has there looks pretty cool. And honestly, when this is coming across the table to you, you're not going to go, oh, is she holding on to that properly, or is it fingertips? You know. Right, so I'm going to glue that next one we need, sorry, is the other arm, which is 51, which is this one here, next to the spears. So I'm going to clip that off, clean that down, glue that onto her, and then glue her on as well. She goes on this side the same sort of way, and then I'll come back to him for the other girl, sorry. There she is. She seems to have better connection with the hand than this lady does. I don't know if I can manoeuvre that to be in the palm of her hand a little bit more, because that one is Like perfect. So I'm going to just mess around with this one a little bit. Just try and get that as good as the other one. And there we go. So it's as good as holding it as the other one. So now we need to put need to put the other rider on. Right, so I've put her head on. I'm going to glue her arms in now. And this should be nice and very, very easy, because they should just slot on. But maybe with a gentle push, because they seem a bit tight. But they should go straight on. Glue them into place, and then we'll come back and put the weapon together, because the weapon glues into this piece as well. So I'll make sure it's all lines up correctly. Right, so I started dry fitting the gun piece on, and then realised I have to show you guys, because once it goes on, it's going to be tight. It's telling me not to use any glue, but there's two little pins, two little holes, one either side, so it looks like that. Okay. Now, that's annoying. That's going to be so annoying for me. I'm going to have to glue that. I can't. The reason they don't use glue is so when you put it on, you can pivot it and make it look, tasty. But I'm going to glue it into place, and then I'll show you how it goes on. Well, there's one hole. There's the other hole. It just pinches in. Right, so this was very tricky actually. So a little pin at the bottom goes in that hole there. Okay. So the gun sits on the front, like so. But this young lady, this glues onto there. Yeah. So you've got to try and glue that into place with her standing onto it and the gun going into the hole. It's a little bit tricky, but I'm going to glue this in first, and then glue her on, so I can as that glue's still wet on the pivot, I can actually pivot it. I think that's why you're not meant to use glue, so you can actually pivot it right. I'm going to do that off camera and then come back to you for the final bits. So there we are. Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to set that down. I'm going to leave that to dry for a little bit. I'm going to come and show you the next pieces that are needed. Now you've got an option now of 3 pieces. Either the flag, which is absolutely fantastic, which I'm not going to use for now, because I think I can use something else. So I'm not going to go with that one. So you've got these two spears here. Okay, you see at the bottom there's that little bit there, and then there's a little pin afterwards. It's the same the other side. And they slot into, where am I looking? There's a hole at the back here. Let's bring it up and show you properly. Just in the corner there, where this mesh lines up with it, and they slot in there. So obviously they slot in from the little pin at the bottom, but that's actually lovely. Look at that. Alright, I'm gonna go with these two and glue these two into place. You don't have to do that. It's an optional piece. I say it's an optional piece. He's saying to put it in there, but you have the option of all 3 pieces. Now you could just build what we built here and say yes, grand. You can actually just build it and not even put these girls on. Just have the gun around the middle and just that's fine. But I'm going to put the 2 poles in there. If they turn out to be difficult, then I won't. But I'm going to put them in there and go for it. Is that going to be difficult to paint with the? Oh, is it going to be difficult to paint? I'm going to go for it anyway. Right, so after cleaning them down and dry fitting it on and having a look how it looks, a bit of careful consideration from my part, I've decided not to put those in. The reasons why is they're too high off the model, and they're very flimsy, because they're quite thin, so they're very flexible. If that gets knocked, that's going to break, and I'm going to have a little pole sticking out there. It's going to look terrible. That's the first thing. The second thing is there's going to be a flying stand underneath this guy anyway, So when I magnetise the bottom of that flying stand and put him into the crate to store him with the magnet strip at the bottom, pole's gonna come up. I'll give you an idea. That's roughly the height of the flying stand where he is now. That's how high that's going to come up. So that may not even, that's going to be an annoyance when it comes to putting in the storage box. This one. You can see how high that is up. So it's going to be an annoyance when it comes to the storage box, as in trying to put a lid on it. It might fit, it may not. Now, it should fit, but again, it goes back to what I was thinking originally of getting knocked and breaking. And some people say, oh yeah, but you're careful with those sort of things. Not last game we played, the game before that, I found a Necron weapon painted up on the floor. And I was like, where the hell's that? What's that from? Only to discover it's from the Illuminar. I was like, where the hell did that break off? So at some point, with me putting him in the box, taking him out of the box, his weapon broke off. But the last game was Necrons, but before that, I think it was like a month or so before I played Necrons, maybe nearly 2 months. So at some point from that last, not last game, the game before, that broke off, and I only found it, you know, not last game, but the game before that I found it, and I was like, what the hell's this from? Then I discovered it's from the Illuminar. So with that said, I'm gonna just hold off and put them on. If you want to go for them, that's cool, go for them, but just bear in mind, how are you going to store the model? When you're playing with the model and transporting it, especially with this little connection, that little connection there, all it takes is a slight little knock and that's going to snap, and it'll probably snap at that point there. So this end will be glued into the hole, and you will be no way to glue that back on. So, you know, I'm not going to put it on, just err on the side of caution. Now you could, if you really wanted to, and just push the boat out, you could glue them underneath here, pointing forwards. I think that would look pretty cool. Something like that. I think that would look pretty cool, just glued underneath there. I think that would look very, very cool. Or if you wanted to, you could probably snip it down here. Yeah, so you got this rigid part on both of them, and just glue them coming off the back of this one. Yeah, because she has like a mad little backpack. She's a mad little shoulder. Do you know what? I'm actually going to do that. Instead of me saying you could do this, I'm going to do that. I'm going to make sure these guys are cleaned down. This is where I'm going to snip it off. Here. Yeah. I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to make sure they're cleaned down nicely, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to whack them on her and show you something nice. But I sort of put the kibosh on that. That broke off as I was cleaning it. That's still a handy piece to keep. But let's go with this piece now. Damn it. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to get 2 of them on there, but we'll go with the 1. So what I'm going to do, because there's a really mad back area, I'm going to put the glue in the middle there. I'm going to glue it on her like that. I might have to go off camera and hold this up. Yeah, I'm going to go off camera and hold this together. Right, so here's what I've done. That's how I've glued it on. Yeah? And this is what it looks like on the front. Proper Raiders little, the chief gunner in the middle has the trophy rack hanging off of her. Absolutely fantastic. It's actually a brilliant sculpt, to be honest with you. I'm actually very pleased with it. Now, for this model, I would probably give it a difficulty rating of maybe 4.5, possibly, yeah, 4.5 I'd say is maybe I would lean towards 5, just because of the banner poles, and you know that, and the girls are very fiddly to put together. The best ways to do them, say for this one at the back here, put the legs together and put the 2 body parts together, put them to one side. Then a few hours later, or even the following day, glue the body to the legs. And then again, a few hours later or the following day, then glue this arm on, this side so it sets, and the head on. And then do this arm in one motion. So you glue it into her first of all. Give it 10, 15, you know, maybe 10 minutes, say. So the glue's still there, but it's still playable, so you can maneuver if you need to, like I did. And then try and glue the hand on and get the feet into a position where it's... Now, if you go with the other side panel, it's a little bit easier, because that's what the instructions are showing me it goes on to. And that's a bit more of a design that comes, you know, starts at the top, comes down and round, as you hold on to. Same with the next girl. And this girl, the chief gunner, like I said, I glued the legs together and then put the body to it, because the legs are pretty straightforward. And then just wait. And then the following day, put the head on, glue the arms on. So the arms were a little bit of a push to get, to get one side and sort of squeeze the other side in. So that's, I think you need to, with this chief gunner, you need to make sure that the body is glued to the legs and it's had time to dry. Because you don't want to be trying to squeeze it on and the body comes up and you got to try and mess around and all that. So like I did, put the arm and the heads on at the same time, have the gun ready, and then put the gun in and do the motion with that. Now the Venom itself to build is simple as simple can be. Like I said, if you want, when you build this, if you want to not even put these 2 girls on there and say, no, we'll leave those off and just have the chief gunner on there with the gun, you know, that's fine. I think they do add a little bit of a difference to it, a bit of a, especially when it comes to painting, you're going to have a bit more colour on it here and there. Now, I've already had some crazy ideas for this thing, to paint this, especially with like the soul gem bits that they have on there. Now, I don't know if the Drukhari captured their fallen in the soul gem the same way as the Eldari do, or if they just capture the souls of those that they've tortured in there. I don't know. If there's a Drukhari player knows the lore of it, just let me know, please. So yeah, I did 4.5 to 5. The girls were fiddly to put together, but it's straightforward if you just do the, you know, legs and then the bodies and all that. The pole, the trophy racks, that's just broke on me. One of them did. I think that's a nice, cool conversion on that one. So guys, if you have any comments or anything about this Let's Build, chuck on below as always. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit the subscribe button, because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. And everyone smash the thumbs up button. That triggers YouTube to share this video with more and more people, which makes this amazing community of you guys grow even more. And thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to bring you down and show you some pretty pictures. Until next time, take it easy.